knock on your neighbor's door and be like, hey, hello zusammen, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are having an awesome day and I wanted to wish you a happy new year. Thanks so much for clicking on this video and I'm so excited for the new year that's coming up, for all of the content that I'm gonna create, and I hope that you guys stick around. So if you haven't already, definitely make sure to hit subscribe down below and also hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any videos. But for today, I'm gonna be talking about some of the frustrating things that you may have to deal with when you move to Germany. So there are some things on this list that I didn't even think about when I was planning my move here, and it's things that I've had to learn along the way. So I wanted to give you guys who are planning to move here a bit of a heads up so you know what to expect. Now, if you're like me, you like consistency in your food. If you find something that you like, you want to eat it all the time. But this is something that you're gonna have to be a bit more open-minded with if you are living in Germany. Now, I've talked about seasonal foods before, the fact that the fruits and vegetables don't contain GMOs, grocery stores, you know, carry what's in season. So I'm not really talking about this, but I'm talking about other things in the grocery store that you may have to give up because they're just not gonna be there every single time. I'm talking about things like breads or teas, granolas, like things all of a sudden will just disappear from the shelves. So you may have things for like 3 months that you absolutely love, and then you go back to the store and it is nowhere to be found and you will not see it again. So I've had to deal with this multiple times where I go to the bakery, I ask for a certain loaf of bread and they're like, nope, it's gone, and there's no explanation, and you will not know if you will ever see it again. So if you see something that you like, maybe a certain brand of tea, a certain type of muesli, get it and maybe stock up because you don't know for sure if you will ever have it again. So this is something that I've never experienced back home, but it's something that I've had to get used to here. So if I really like something, I will usually buy it in bulk. So yeah, that's just one of the first things. Very, very small, but can get frustrating if you are a creature of habit like I am. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that didn't even cross my mind before I moved here was the concept of receiving packages if you are ordering stuff online, or you know, if my family wanted to send me something. Now, I've been living here for 2 years and I can tell you that dealing with the post system here is kind of a nightmare. And I know that those of you living in other countries probably think, no, my post system sucks, you know, super unreliable. But I would have to say that here it's a bit frustrating because it's sort of a mystery of where your packages go. So let's say you order something online and you expect it to be delivered, you know, within the next week or the next couple of days. If you're like me, you have a full-time job, so you're not home all the time when these packages tend to get delivered. Now, back home, if you're not home, usually the post system will leave a note in your mailbox or on your door saying they attempted delivery, they'll come back, or there will be a location that you can go and pick your stuff up. Now here it's very different because if you're not home, then they're not gonna leave you a note. They will hand over your package to a neighbor or to a convenience store that's in your area, or a designated pickup station. Now, sometimes these designated pickup stations are not very clearly marked, and especially if things get delivered to the neighbor, you don't even know about it. So it's sort of a mystery because you'll check and they'll say that your package is delivered, but you have absolutely no idea where it's gone and where you have to go and retrieve this package because they don't even let you know that. So that is very, very frustrating. Josh and I definitely learned our lesson here the first couple of times. So now as a workaround, we do get our packages delivered to our work because otherwise it's a mystery, it's a goose chase. You have to go, you know, to different convenience stores, different neighbors to try to figure out where things are. And that's just a waste of time, and it's super, super awkward to like knock on your neighbor's door and be like, hey, did you get my package? And then these are people usually that you don't even see or speak to, and then you have to go and bug them with your package question. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is paying for TV and radio tax. Now, I've made a video all about things that you should do when you first move here, or things that you have to do. I'll leave it right over here. I'll link it for you guys in case you haven't seen it. One of the things that you do have to do is register your address with the government so that they know where you live. Once you do register your address, you're gonna start receiving letters in the mail saying that you now have to pay radio and TV tax. I didn't think this was a thing. I didn't even know about it prior to moving here, so I'm sure a lot of you don't know as well. But I know a lot of expats do get frustrated by this tax. This tax does have to be paid for. It's legally required that you pay it. If you don't pay it, you will get interest charged month over month. It will affect your credit score, so definitely pay it. But I know a lot of people get frustrated by this. I'll leave the name right over here of what it's actually called in German. And essentially what this is, it's a licensee fee for public and service broadcasting. So it's going to cover the cost of producing radio and TV programs. I'm just reading that over here, including regional TV. So it's to protect the TV and radio sector in Germany. Now, if you're like me, you don't listen to the radio, you don't watch TV. I watch YouTube, I watch Netflix, you know, I get my info from the internet. I don't listen to the radio. So for me, this was a bit frustrating when I first moved here. I'm like, God damn it, why do I have to pay another thing? And I know a lot of expats ignore these letters, but yeah, that's just something that comes with the territory of living here. And I understand both sides of the argument of why you should pay or why you shouldn't pay. I'm not gonna get into that right now. I'll leave a link down below for you guys if you do wanna read a bit more about this. But I do know how frustrating it is to have to pay for this when you don't partake in any of those two services. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to talk about. Now, the fee is not very high. I believe it's around 17 euros per month, and it's just one fee that you have to make as a household unit. So yeah, it's not that much, but it's still quite annoying and quite frustrating to get that letter in the mail saying that you have to pay for this when you didn't even expect it. But yeah, that's pretty much the three main things that I wanted to talk about. Again, these are not like life-crushing things, makes me want to move back home or anything like that, but they're just little common frustrations or things that you can expect. If you want to share your thoughts on anything that I said, maybe your thoughts on this whole paying for the radio and TV tax, let me know. I'm always quite curious to learn a bit more about your point of view, so leave your comments in the down bar. And now I don't know what I'm doing, but I hope that you guys have an awesome day. Thank you again so much for subscribing, for watching, giving this video a like, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Have an awesome day. Cheers.